In Miami-Dade County reportedly looking to arrest former Buccaneers wide receiver Antonio Brown on a charge of attempted murder. That is according to a warrant reviewed by the Associated Press. In it, Brown is accused of firing a gun during a celebrity boxing event in Miami last month.
Cell phone video caught Brown being detained by Miami police, accused of opening fire outside a celebrity boxing event last month. $10,000 bond and remain under house arrest until a trial date is set.
So currently, Antonio Brown is wanted by the police on attempted murder charges, which is the most serious criminal allegation that he's ever had. He's currently facing an active arrest warrant that was signed by a Miami-Dade County judge on June 11, 2025, charging him with attempted second-degree murder with a firearm, carrying a potential 15 to 30-year prison sentence. So the incident that led to attempted murder charges occurred about a month ago on May 16, 2025, just before midnight outside a celebrity boxing event in Miami. The event was hosted by Aiden Ross, and it featured boxing matches as part of Ross's Brand Risk series, and there were off-duty Florida Highway Patrol officers that were working security for the event. So according to the arrest warrant that was signed by a Miami-Dade County judge, Antonio Brown got into a physical altercation with a man named Zul Kwarnen Kwame Nantambu, who claims to have known Antonio Brown since 2022. Surveillance footage captured Antonio Brown punching Nantambu with a closed fist, sparking what the warrant describes as a melee involving multiple individuals. Security staff initially broke up the fight, but what happened next has Antonio Brown potentially facing decades in prison. The warrant alleges that Brown retrieved a black firearm from the right hip area of security officer Eric Bauer and then pursued Nantambu with the weapon. Cell phone video captured the terrifying sequence. Get down. Brown advancing toward Nantambu on the sidewalk outside the venue with a weapon in his hand. The footage then captures two gunshots as Antonio Brown came within several feet of his target, with Nantambu literally trying to duck after the first shot. The victim told investigators that one bullet possibly grazed his neck, requiring treatment at Aventura Hospital. Police responding to ShotSpotter gunshot detection alerts at approximately 3 a.m. found two spent shell casings and an empty gun holster at the scene. Physical evidence that prosecutors will likely use to support their case. Multiple witnesses in the parking lot identified Antonio Brown as the shooter, according to police reports. AB was initially detained and patted down by responding officers, but was found unarmed and released due to the absence of identified victims at the time, including the review of surveillance and cell phone footage that charges were filed nearly a month later. Within hours of the incident, AB took to social media with his own account of what happened. On May 17, 2025, Antonio Brown posted on X that I was jumped by multiple individuals who tried to steal my jewelry and cause physical harm to me. Contrary to some videos circulating, police temporarily detained me until they received my side of the story and then released me. I went home that night and was not arrested. Brown claimed that he would be pressing charges on the individuals that jumped him, painting himself as the victim of an attempted robbery. However, this narrative directly contradicts the warrant's allegations and witness testimony. The alleged victim, Nantambu, told TMZ Sports that the people involved were all on AB and Aiden's teams, disputing any robbery claim. Even more concerning was Brown's statement on Aiden Ross's live stream the next day.
Yeah, I got CT. I blacked out. I don't know why. I blacked out, Aiden. I know you did.
Former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown now wanted for attempted murder after a Miami shooting last month. We've got our hands on the arrest warrant, so we're breaking down all the juicy details.
Yo! Not over here! I just got smushed! Someone clip that, please!
Lieutenant Camacho exited the building and observed Mr. Brown engaged in a physical altercation with an unidentified male in front of 221 Northeast 67th Street. Lieutenant Camacho issued loud verbal commands for both individuals to stop, which they did. Mr. Brown then began walking toward the parking lot of the building. Lieutenant Camacho stated that several patrons from the event identified Mr. Brown as the shooter and informed him that Mr. Brown was armed. Mr. Brown was detained in the parking lot and patted down for officer safety. At the time of detention, Mr. Brown was not armed.
Hey, don't let
let no one else in the gate.
He told investigators that at first Brown is the one who hit him with a closed fist, so, punched him. Then this fight began and others started attacking Nantambu. The fight continued briefly until several security staff members, including Eric Bauer, herein referred to as Mr. Bauer, intervened. Mr. Nantambu was then seen walking away from Mr. Brown and exiting the enclosed parking area. Mr. Brown was observed struggling with Mr. Bauer around and behind a parked white SUV. As Mr. Brown and Mr. Bauer get to the driver's side of the SUV, Mr. Brown begins to grab and pull on the right hip of Mr. Bauer. Mr. Brown appears to retrieve a black firearm from the right hip area of Mr. Bauer. Mr. Brown, at this point, holding the firearm with his left hand, started to run out of the enclosed parking area in the same direction that Mr. Nantambu exited. Cell phone video obtained from social media showed Mr. Brown with a firearm in his hand advancing toward Mr. Nantambu on the outside sidewalk.
Antonio Brown has been hit with a warrant for his arrest in Miami-Dade County, according to All Hip Hop. Overall, the former NFL superstar is wanted for an alleged attempted murder charge. The charge stems from an alleged incident last month in which Brown allegedly shot twice at a man outside of an Aiden Ross boxing event. According to the report, the man was allegedly punched by Brown before the wide receiver took a security guard's gun and fired. Subsequently, the man told authorities that he was grazed in the neck. Additionally, he identified AB as the alleged shooter. There is cell phone and surveillance footage of the alleged shooting. Furthermore, witnesses identified Brown as the alleged gunman. This is a very dark turn of events for the former NFL star. Since his retirement from professional football, he has gone down numerous different paths. Previously, he was employed by Kanye West to spearhead Donda Sports. Furthermore, he found himself making music and performing at Rolling Loud. Now, he must face what could be an extremely strenuous legal process.
Reactions on a lot of circumstances and situations that I probably could have.
Like with Antonio, I saw a spark in him that I thought, if put in the right place, how incredible it could be for not just the team he was on, but for his life and what he could accomplish. We picked him up at the Patriots and he played one game. The next week in practice, we didn't have an incompletion the entire week. Like, that's basically unheard of. And we released him Friday afternoon. And then he came back after a suspension in Tampa. And then I just thought, okay, if I can help him, I'd love to help him because he'd help our team, he'd help his life. And I always root for the best.
Buccaneers and Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown is wanted in Miami-Dade County on a felony charge of attempted murder.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering, negativity is a plague for the mentally weak, no mercy, all I got is working.